Hey everybody, James back here again with you, and I wanted to bring you another video featuring the Marlin XT-22 22 long rifle. It's been a while since I've had a video on this rifle, and I kind of wanted to do an update and tell you that this is one of the best rifles, bolt action 22 rifles you can get under $200. And I personally don't feel the need that I should spend no more than that on a bolt action rifle, especially because of this one as being so accurate. You have your different manufacturers that cost a lot more, and it kind of defeats the purpose in my eyes of why you need something better than this. Now, I know everyone has their own taste, but if you're wanting the best bang for your buck, and like I said, under $200, I still see these exact models, the one that I have, under 200, and I've actually seen them low as 160, and that's brand new. So the accuracy is phenomenal. It's from Marlin, which I know I mentioned before. Remington bought them out, so Remington is so-called making them now under the Marlin name. But I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at 25 yards just to show you guys the update. I think I've probably already had about 1,000 rounds through this gun or so. I don't shoot it much. Last time I think I took it out, it was without a camera. I took it out over the summertime just to plink some rounds down range. But we're set up at 25 yards here in the yard. I got a decent backstop that'll keep the bullet from flying. I'm shooting some steel that's behind some wood, so we're aiming down at the ground. I have a camera down range there to show you guys what the groups are looking like at 25 yards. And what I'll be using today is the CCI 22 long rifle, 40 grain, standard velocity, just because there's no sonic boom, and it's target grade ammo, just for plinking and fun. You could use this stuff for squirrel hunting, I guess, or any type of hunting. I've used it before. It drops them as long as you hit them in the right spot. So, and I actually got the chronograph over here. Once I get the groups done, I'll get the chronograph set up just to show you guys what I'm getting with these standard velocity loads out of my 22-inch barrel. I think it's a 22-inch, I believe. So let's get shooting. You noticed I got I have the shooting bags. I used to use my rest. I have actual gun rest that I used to shoot with, and I just didn't anymore see that it could be better, and I switched to bags, and bags are a whole new different ball game. I mean, they really show the true potential of your gun, whatever you use. So we're going to aim at 2 dots down range. I'll show those in the second camera down there. I'm going to go ahead and put my safety glasses on. Do 2 5-shot groups, shooting at some dots. So let's see what happens here. It's pretty windy too today, so it's about 30 degrees. I should have did this video yesterday. It was 70 degrees outside and hardly zero wind, and now it's 30 degrees with about a 25-mile-an-hour wind. So we'll see how it does at 25 yards. Shouldn't be too bad. The first 5. Go ahead and load 5 more. I still have this rifle topped with the center point optic. It's the original scope that I had on it in my very first videos, the 3-9 by 32 AR-22 series mil-dot reticle. But the only thing I did change on it was the rings. These are the actual scope base rings, all in one piece. You can order that are see-through. I'll show you guys that here in a bit, but you can still see your irons, which I don't use the irons very often, but the scope rings actually raise your scope up enough so you can get a good clearance. Not that the other scope rings I had on the scope didn't do that, but they raise it up enough to where you can get your gun pretty much flat shooting at 25 and 50 yards. There's a difference between having your gun low, or scope low, and then scope high, so you just have to find that medium. That was off. All right, so let's head down range, and I'll show you talk over the targets here, 25 yards. So we just got done shooting the 2 5-round groups at the dots, and I'm actually gonna take it inside there and do a little bit of a small review and go over how I got my groups that tight right there. That's the tightest one. That was the last one I shot, as you see in the shooting scenes there. So let's go ahead and review that, and I'll give you some tips and tricks to increase the accuracy of your Marlin XT rifle. I've had mine going on a little over 3 years now. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, everybody, we're back in the house. I got the gun sitting here on the kitchen table, and like I said, I was using CCI standard velocity 40 grain round nose, and I actually got a clip of what the feet per second was coming out of this gun using my chronograph, so I'll include that in the video. But look at these groups. This is 5 shots right there, and my thumb can cover that. This is basically 1/4 of this dot, and I was aiming dead center. And then this one right here, just a little off. I had a flyer right there. That's probably my air, maybe the wind. This is probably the best I can get today. Like I said, there was about a 25-30 mile an hour wind out there, and at 25 yards, you know, you wouldn't think it'd affect much, but my backyard is an open field pretty much, and all those, you know, all that wind gust and everything else can play effect. So 5-shot group, and the reason why I believe the second one tightened up was because the gun, before the video, I cleaned the gun. Now, if you're using target grade ammo, a lot of match shooters take target grade ammo like this and shoot a lot, and what they don't do is they don't clean their gun. They let it sit there and build up a film or a coating of lead, because these are just straight lead bullets, and they have an actual lead coating or a wax coating on them. They're just a lead round nose, and they have a wax coating, and really, that's what gunks up your gun. If you're using target grade ammo for matches and stuff, it's the coating on the bullet that gunks your gun up. It's not the bullet itself. When you fire, you know, lead down your barrel, the rifling, you actually build up, like I said, a layer of lead, and it basically breaks the gun in, and it keeps it broken in. So you don't really want to use a brush, but I did, because my accuracy was suffering. So that's another thing. If you go out and shoot and basically you're getting, you know, say you used to be getting this group size all the time, like I was, but you were getting this one, there's something wrong, because you either need to re-clean your barrel or something. So that's what I did, and that's what I wanted to tell you guys. You know, if you have this rifle, it's been going on over 3 years, like I mentioned, of owning this rifle, and I found out what it likes and I found out what it doesn't like. But anything, you know, like I said, 25 yards, 50 yards, it'll shoot anything very accurately. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure these groups for you guys. And I feel like I mentioned, if this was a perfect day, no wind, this will be one same hole. And earlier today, figures before I videotape, I was actually getting the same hole accuracy. They were smaller than this, or actually smaller than that. That's one hole, 5 shots. So I was getting groups about this size earlier today, all 5 shots. So, you know, maybe another day I'll go ahead and I'll do another video on a calmer day. But I just want to show you, you know, real world scenario. If you bought this gun to either hunt with or target practice with or plink, you know, unless you go out on a perfect day, you're not going to get the perfect group. So anyways, enough of me blabbering here. I got my dial caliber, make sure it's set to 0. Good enough. All right, so center to center. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. So just a hair over a 1/4 inch center to center. And then this one just, you know, opened up a bit. right at less than ½ inch, but that's a flyer. So if we don't count the flyer, about the same group size as the other one. Just a hair over ½ inch. And you probably don't think that at 25 yards this means a lot, but it actually does. If your gun doesn't shoot good at 25, it's definitely not going to shoot good at 100 or any other distance. So I try to shoot my guns at closer range just to see what they're going to be acting like or doing, whether it's going to group good or not, you know, because that's how you could tell, especially if you switch ammunition or you're testing out ammunition in your rifle. It doesn't matter if it's this rifle or any other rifle. The only actual guns, I should say, that I don't test at a close range like this would be my centerfire rifles. But this, you know, 25 yards, 50 yards, that's what the 22 rimfire is the best for. Now, don't get me wrong, people have got the, you know, the high-end built match grade whatever that can shoot out to 100 really accurately, like probably about that size of a group, which, you know, that's good and all, but I don't feel like spending $2,000-3,000 for that setup when I can spend $200 and be happy with what I'm getting at closer range at 25 yards. And I personally know, you know, if you guys not watch the channel or see my channel, if you're a first-time viewer or you've been around, I have videos uploaded with this rifle shooting it at the 100 yards, 200 yards, you know, and on. So I know what it's capable of. I shoot at 25 just because that's my lane in my backyard, and I didn't have to actually go to a shooting range or go to somebody's house that had a big backyard where we could shoot farther. But 25 yards, like I said, you can definitely tell what the bullet's going to do and act like, and pretty much replicate these groups at 50 yards, because 25 and 50 yards and a 22 are almost the same zero. You know, you sight your gun in at 25, it's pretty much dead on at 50. It might be a hair low or hair high or whatever, but that's just how it is. But anyway, like I said, if you're getting, you know, not very good groups and you're shooting close range, like 25 or 50 yards, just run the brush through it. And the best way to do that, since this is a bolt action, pull the bolt out, and then either if you have a push rod or a cable, pull the brush that way. Don't bring it back in the gun, bring it out of the gun. That way you get all the stuff out, instead of when you push your cleaning brush through. If you go this way, it pushes all that dirt and debris and sediment or whatever it is back into the action, and you don't want to do that. So I just wanted to make this video and just show you how accurate, you know, my gun is. A lot of people have been having problems with the Marlin XT, and you know, I hope these tips that I give you help a little bit. I mean, you know, like I said, if your accuracy's suffering and you're shooting close range and you're not getting, you know, something like this, and granted, no, you know, not everybody can get this, but on a windy day, you know, like I said, that's pretty much average for me. This, both sides, I shot 4 dots actually, but I only filmed for 2. But I mean, just clean it, run a brush through it, swab it, and then retry and get that. What you want to do is, you don't want to, when you shoot your gun again, don't expect it to be super accurate, because you're building that layer up of lead or copper or whatever. And then finally, I would say probably expect it after 50 rounds, and that's the minimum. I mean, that's probably the maximum, I should say, because you know, guns are different. You could shoot 5 rounds in this after you clean it, and it'll be coated really well and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, and the only way, I should say, that you can probably achieve these groups out of this gun is to have the sturdiest rest you can get, whether it's bags or a shooting rest. You got to have a real steady rest, because just a bare movement just barely throws that bullet off. Like, for instance, let's see here. Well, that right there, that goes to show that would have been the same whole group, just like this one, if this one wasn't all the way down here. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but a hair can make your, your group size bigger, especially if you have a flyer and it come down to being you. So anyway, I hope you like it. I'm gonna roll in the actual chronograph footage. So it's still averaging over 1,000 feet per second. They claim to be 1,070 feet per second. And I was getting a little bit less than that, which is still great because it don't have the sonic crack and it's target grade ammo. So you're gonna get pretty much the best accuracy you can get out of a bullet with this stuff. Now I know this isn't for every gun, but close range it's great. Plus, you don't have that sonic crack like I mentioned. And it's cheap. This stuff is so cheap. I've been paying like $3.50 a box of 50 for this, which is, 50 rounds. That's ridiculous. And it, like I said, it works good, for target grade ammo. I still can't believe that though. I would have had a really good group there, but like I said, I cleaned the barrel before the video, and sometimes it happens like that. But that right there, pretty much insane 5-shot group. But anyways, if you guys have questions or comments, I know this has been a while since I made a video on this gun, and I just wanted to follow up. I've been having people still, comment on my old videos with this gun and asking how it's doing, and so I just wanted to show you guys what it's been up to, and it's not brand new anymore. It's probably had over 1,000 rounds ran through it so far. And I don't really shoot it all the time, but I guarantee you it's one of the most accurate 22s that I own. And it's probably one of the most accurate 22s under $200 for being a bolt gun. I guarantee you probably won't ever find another bolt gun under $200 that's this accurate. And like I said, this is only 25 yards, but still. I've mentioned before, and I'll keep saying it, this thing will keep up with the higher end 22s that are on the market, and you get out the store with it for half the price. And that's not even a joke either. You got your Savages and your CZs and all that. This thing is pretty much half the price of all those, and you can still get that same accuracy. You just have to find the right bullet too. That's the other thing. Certain guns like certain bullets. The same gun can like a different bullet. That's all it comes down to. But anyways, I know this update's kind of long, but I just wanted to let you guys know how it's been doing. And if you have one, great. Hopefully these tips help. And if you don't, and you go out and get one, hopefully these tips help. But when you first buy one, if you do go buy one, if you don't have one already, clean it. If you're capable of, take the action out of the stock, and make sure all the grease, packaging grease and all that stuff out of it. Clean the barrel, and then finally take it out and shoot, because your action is going to suffer if you don't clean all that cosmoline or whatever they use, packaging grease, out of it and all that good stuff. So make sure it's clean with a fresh bore, and then get your gun coated. And you shouldn't have to use a brush unless it starts to suffer really bad. But then, you'll be getting groups like this, and I, pretty much guarantee that, especially if you have a good rest and got your trigger down. This is an adjustable trigger if you already know, or if you don't know, you can adjust this down to I think mine's down to 1.5, 2 pounds now. But yeah, it breaks great. And as you can see here, it does an awesome job. That's guaranteed squirrel kill if that's what you buy it for, or target or planking or whatever. That's spot on. That's literally the same hole, just they're jagged. So anyways, I appreciate you watching. I'm going to get off here and stop blabbering about it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, let me know. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. As always, guys, we will see you on the next video.